All right, we're a little ways into this game and we're going to take a look at how the Triga moves and captures. The Triga can also be called a Triga as it's based on a 3-horse chariot from ancient Greek and Roman culture. So if you want to call it a Triga, you can do that. For the purposes of this game, we're calling it a Triga based on the fact that it is a 3-player game. So we're going to change the word a little bit to match the game. So let's take a look at how a Triga moves and captures. First of all, a Triga can move through any number of spaces and unblock lines in any direction. So let's take a look at what that practically means. You're going to have 2 Triga on light spaces to start and 2 Triga on dark spaces to start. They will always remain on that color space. They can't change from one type of space to another. This Triga here for movement could move down this white line and stop in any of those spaces there. It could also move down this line and stop in any of those spaces there. To capture, this Triga can move this direction and capture that black Triga. And it could capture down this line. It can move through any number of spaces and unblock lines in any direction, and it must capture the first piece in its path, which in this case is that white Arcus. Let's go to this piece here. This piece is starting on a dark line, so it's going to move on a dark line. Can also move down here and stop in any of those 3 spaces. To capture, it's also going to capture on a line. It's going to capture the first opposing piece in its path, which there is the black column. And then down this way would be that white Triga there. That's all that one can do. This piece back here, let's do movement. Can go there, and it can also move on a line any number of unblocked spaces through any number of spaces and unblocked lines in any direction. There's nothing for this piece to capture. Okay, this is all blocked, so it's not going that way, and there's nothing really there for it to go get and do. Let's take a look at that Triga there for movement through any number of spaces and unblocked lines in any direction. It could stop in there. And then it could also stop in that space there. For capturing, again, through any number of spaces and unblocked lines in any direction, it's going to capture the first piece in its path. It could capture that black column there. Nothing this way, nothing that way, and it could capture that black column there. And that's a practical, real game example of how the Triga moves and captures.